Hi everyone, welcome back to K-pop Appreciation. My name is Simon, and today we'll be appreciating Hwasa's Twit. For those of you new to the channel, this isn't a first-time reaction kind of deal here. I've watched this video, heard the song many times already. What we're going to do here is watch the video twice. First time, without any interruption, I won't pause. I might make a comment here or there. The second time I definitely will pause at certain spots that, whether it was the video or the music or both, that I particularly found interesting, noteworthy, and that I appreciate about it, and share my perspective with you all, okay? For those of you brand new to K-pop, Hwasa here belongs to a girl group called Mamamoo, arguably one of the best vocal-centric K-pop groups in recent memory. Okay. And this particular song of Hwasa's, this was her, this is when she branched out as a solo artist. So this is her solo debut song. This came out February 13th, 2019. Okay. Korean general public loved it. All the Mamamoo fans, which are called Muumuus, they loved it. Yeah, it's a fun song. It has I like to set expectations. So this has a deceptively, should I have said deceptively? It has a happy melody to it, almost like a playful melody and it's got a beat. Nothing like hard hitting or like a club banger beat or anything like that. But once you read the lyrics, you realize it's kind of has a sad and slightly pathetic tone to it. Anyway, I'll tell you what. I'll let you judge for yourselves. So yeah. Okay. Without further ado, here is Hwasa's Twit. George Orwell. Had to read that book in high school. She's very daring with the fashion, like wearing like the plastic. We're going to talk about how she pronounces twit right here with two syllables. To it, to it, to it. I like her hair. Her hairstyle there was cool. I make you patient, I make you puppy, I make you hungry. 주는 게 없지, 근데 왜 나도 불행해질까? 나를 위해서만 숨을 쉬지 마. 너무 외로워 보여. 나는 멍청해. So this silence here is unique for the video. Okay, that pause. When she performs this live, the break is not as long. So there's an epilogue here in the video. You know, the whole video she was complaining about how her boyfriend was like super clingy and annoying. And guess what? I guess he's leaving. And how does she feel about that? We don't know. So Hwasa, I believe, has composition credits for this song. She wrote the lyrics, or she contributed to the lyrics, which is, pretty impressive. Yeah. So, yeah, as you can see, the song was, again, I said before, has a very playful melody, but then, like, when you read the lyrics and you understand the lyrics, you're like, oh, she's in a lopsided relationship, right? In this case, she has all the power, and the man just does her bidding, and he just waits upon her hand and foot, and you know what? That's really not a turn on. So, and it's really annoying. And she complains about that in the song. So the Korean title for the song is 멍청이. You may have heard that word quite a bit when she was singing it. So 멍청이, it can mean a couple things. It can mean dummy. My intern told me a more contemporary equivalent meaning would probably be like dumbass or blockhead. Okay, you're just a dumbass, 멍청이, doing something dumb, someone who's dumb. Yeah. So interesting things, so Hwasa is known for her because being a part of Mamamoo, she's known for her incredible vocal prowess and her ability to she's very good at emoting like a very sultry, seductive vibe with her singing. And I think it's fair to say that in this song, I don't think she really stretches the range of her vocal ability, but I don't think she has to either. She's there's a note of scorn as she sings, right? All those lyrics. It's like, oh, you're a blockhead, you're a dumbass. All you do, you're my puppy. She actually uses the English word puppy. So there's that, and again, she makes you, at least in my opinion, as she's singing it, you can almost imagine yourself being in that position, being in that kind of relationship where the other person waits upon you hand and foot. And while it may have been charming in the beginning, it's super old right now, because there's no equality in the relationship. The person isn't really your partner; they're your servant. Okay, and you feel that irritation, that sense of exasperation. It's like, oh my God, is this what I signed up for? So, yeah, and I think she does a very good job in delivering that message. That not just a message, it's like, she's inviting you into this story that she's crafting, right? And I don't know if any of you have ever been in that kind of relationship. I have. It's not fun, where, yeah, you feel bad, the other person's waiting upon you, your partner's waiting upon your hand and foot, you tell them to stop, they don't stop, and your guilt turns into anger, which then morphs back into guilt again, okay, because you're guilty now that you feel angry because they're being so nice to you, and you feel like you're a horrible human being for not appreciating it, and it's this awful, like, it's this descending spiral of, like, it's not good. So I got what she was saying. Hopefully none of you will ever be in that kind of relationship. Okay. So let's listen to the song again. All right. Animal Farm. Yeah. It's a good book. The choreography is very playful. Nothing super complex. Just that opening. I don't think any current contemporary K-pop artist can pull off that sound for this song, other than Hwasa. You know, only Hwasa could do that. So that's why she stands out. She doesn't just stand out musically as well. She stands out in terms of her looks. For those of you new to K-pop, you may be shocked when I'm about to tell you that Hwasa, for the longest time, and still is, she has a fair amount of haters, mainly hating her on her looks. She doesn't conform to very rigid standards in terms of Korean beauty or what's expected. What most people in Korea would consider to be a beautiful woman. You know, her skin's a little too dark, her eyes are a little too narrow, her face is a little too wide. So I know some of you who are like listening to K-pop for the first time, you're listening to me, you're looking at her, and you're like, what? Are you kidding me? Really? People criticize her for her looks? There's some crazy people out there. Not some, a lot. So anyway, but yeah, so she has a distinctive look, a distinctive vocal tone as well. 멍청이. It's true. Oh, okay. So you hear this phrase a lot, delicate 심청이. So from my research, 심청, it's a literary character. It's a folklore. It's a Korean folklore tale. It's about, and if I'm wrong about this, if someone out there who's watching this and you know more about Korean folklore than I do, and I got something wrong, please feel free to correct me in the comments. So in the story of Shim Cheong here, she was like a dutiful daughter. Like she did everything for her family, and so in the story, like she sacrifices everything to the point of like not self-harm, but like where she doesn't look out for her own interest. Okay, if you're an American viewer, you all know the story of the giving tree, what we all learned in preschool. You know, the tree that gave parts of itself to that awful, selfish boy. You know, that was its friend. It's the same concept. Okay, so you know, again, so she's bringing up this folklore character to highlight the idea of like, man, you just give everything with no thought to yourself. You know, she's criticizing her partner. So. Twit, twit, twit. 멍청이. I love the acting that's going on in this narrative in the video here. You know, she really puts on that great, you know, look of scorn and exasperation, and you know, props to the male lead here, who's being like the super clingy, needy boyfriend. Okay, so again, Hwasa, very daring. I mean, she put on pretty much like a plastic, you know, not PVC, but yeah, the plastic bag, you know, over the outfit. It's, again, K-pop is known for its out there fashions. Hwasa's pretty daring for doing Oh, such a good shot of her. Beautiful. I would argue her hair is normally kept fairly short because she said her hair is very damaged. A lot of K-pop artists, male and female, they like to dye their hair, and when you dye your hair a lot, it gets damaged. So her hair's kept fairly short. So these are extensions. So. I love this choreo. It's, again, not hard to do. So it's interesting how when I first heard the song, I'm like, did she just really make a one-syllable word twit into two syllables in Korean? Because she said, to it, to. And I was like, and it took me like 10 seconds to get over myself, really. Because here's the thing, you know, I mean, there's lots of countries out there that will import an English word and morph it into their own use and their own pronunciation. And I would, this is a legitimate linguistic phenomenon, okay? So it happens. Another example, the word orange or page there's an E at the end, right? Koreans won't just say orange or page. They'll say orangey or pagey. You know, again, they like to pronounce that E at the end. Stagey instead of stage. So, yeah. So, you know what? If she wants to say to it, I'm all for that. Love that hairstyle. Yeah, it's a good one. Her style, Mamamoo's stylists, I've never made them look bad. They may look out there, especially Hwasa. But it's never, you can't look at it, it's like, wow, what are they wearing? It's like a fashion, you know, disaster. No, it's never been the case for them. So yeah, they know what they're doing in terms of their fashion, their looks. I like that. He said, "I make," in which he said in English, "I make you patient, I make you puppy." So there's like some minor alliteration going on there. Or it's an alliterative property. And then hungry rhymes with puppy. I like that. That's a interest. I like how they got that, you know, ridiculous looking mask. So oversized mask. So the lady to her right there is her bandmate from Mamamoo. That is Wheein, Jung Wheein. Wheein's tiny, but she, oh my god, she's one of the biggest voices in K-pop. Very total power vocal. Fun fact, Hwasa and Wheein went to middle school together, and it's kind of cool. You know, they both wanted to become K-pop stars, and they, you know, went to Seoul, and, you know, became trainees, and, you know, they got to be in the same group. It's a really cool story. So, yeah, so they're best friends, obviously. Now, if you listen to the instrumentation that's going on in the background the entire time, it's present, but it's not like super loud. There's not a whole lot of instruments really. Again, her voice really carries the whole thing, which what I would argue it's necessary for a talented vocalist to do. And again, that's not even the limit of her range. So yeah, there's this pause here just to show you in the video, like, you know, the guy's totally subservient to her, you know, make that of that image, what you will, whatever your takeaway is. Like her expression there. It's like, I mean, I think it's really cool. Like, you can, as the viewer, as the consumer of this pop culture artifact, you know, this music video, you're like, you know, you can choose to put whatever message you want. I mean, you could interpret it as, oh, she's bewildered, dumbfounded that her man is that pathetic, you know, or is it like, it's just to look like, oh, she's numb to it now, you know. I some people argue the best kinds of art forms are the ones that's ambiguous, and it's an ambiguous expression, but not so much where you can't derive a conclusion from. So. We get hints now, you know. She you know, the mascara has, you know, it's you know, she's obviously been crying here, so something's not right. I mean, we got that feeling anyway, right? But I mean, some people would argue it's like, oh wow, your partner is like your total slave. That's amazing. They do anything, you know. But again, relationships about balance. A good relationship is about balance and equality. So obviously she's feeling unfulfilled. But the interesting thing is, and it's an interesting narrative choice what they went with. You know, it's implied. You know, the guy's gonna leave, and she holds on to him, even though she just called him all these awful things, like you're a dumbass. You know, you're my puppy. Have a spine, grow a spine. You know, and he walks away, and now she's distraught. So was it all bravado? You know, was it one of those cases of like, she took it like one partner takes the other for granted. So yeah, it's just it's great. For music show wins, Koreans do music shows. I think the song won twice. The first time, I think she won on a music show, but then like she wasn't there to accept the award. I think because she had to like go film something somewhere else. But the second time, the one that everyone remembers where she won, and she was shocked. It was really hilarious. So this song came out in February. I want to say it was like late March. Yeah, I think it was late March. So Mamamoo had come back with their song, Go Go Baby. And they were promoting. So it was the tail end where Twit was still in contention. But but then like her group song came up as well, Go Go Baby. And like, it's really funny. There's a fan cam. And you can tell as they're announcing like the finalists, she's whispering to her fellow members like, oh, I'm not going to win this, whatever. But then she wins and she's shocked. And it was really endearing. Like her three bandmates are there supporting her and they sing the song with her. It was fun to watch. So, Hwasa. So this is June 23rd right now. I'll upload this tonight. And next week, I believe, Hwasa will come back with another solo song. So, and I'll definitely cover that on this channel as well. But anyway, listen, it's been 22 minutes. Thank you for spending the past 22 minutes of your life with me. I really appreciate it. I'll be back with another video soon. I hope you appreciated this video. So until then, stay safe, take care of yourself, be healthy, and I'll catch y'all later. Be good to each other. Bye-bye for now.